Michael. Michael, how's your weekend?
I had a very good weekend. I was actually down in a different city, a little bit of work, a little bit of getting to meet with a friend. It was a good weekend. Also got to see an interesting lineup of series and films. So very excited to get to dive into these. And we will get started with the first one. What are we starting with?
So we will start with Good Luck Jerry, which is streaming, guys, on Hulu, on Hotstar. And I know you watched it, Michael. What do you think about it?
I did watch it. So just for some context, Good Luck Jerry is a movie starring the main character, Jerry. She is a woman that works at a massage parlor because her family is actually very poor. They struggle to make ends meet. They live kind of in a poor demeanor as well. The house they live in is falling apart, and whatnot. And people always insult the city they're from. And remind me which city they are from and what
from a state called Bihar.
Okay,
yes,
there we
people
go.
insulted because they're living in Punjab and they're from Bihar.
Yep. So that's always being brought up in this movie. But the plot of this movie is this: Jerry works at a massage parlor trying to make ends meet, and eventually her mom is we see her coughing a lot in the beginning, and she contracts like lung cancer. And when discussing about the financials, the doctor's saying it'll be very, very expensive to go through chemotherapy, to go through radiation, and everything like that. Shortly after, as she is leaving a marketplace, as she's opening a door, there is a thief or a drug smuggler running away from the cops. And as she opens the door, she hits the drug smuggler. He goes down and the cops arrest. But meanwhile, the drug smuggler's dealer, or the boss that he works with, saw this all go down in the marketplace, and they eventually tracked Jerry and her sister down in the middle of the street. What they say is that they found Jerry, they know that what she did, and they simply asked her to go retrieve the drugs that were in the marketplace. So she has to do so because they have her sister captive, and she does it in a very interesting way, very sneaky way. She got in and out of the cops. They didn't expect anything out of her because, she kind of played this like poor puppy character. She got in the bathroom, put it in like a tin tray, and comes out and gives it to the drug dealer. He recognizes it.
By the way, that's not a tin tray. That's like a lunch box in which people take food in India to wherever they go. But here with me, Michael. And we were talking about the movie Good Luck Jerry. Michael, over to you.
Yes. So for those that were listening, if you're wanting to hear kind of what the rest of this plot is, essentially this Jerry recognizes that she can make a lot of money from becoming a drug smuggler, for bringing drugs to dealers, etc. She realized she was kind of good at it and she could do it in a way where she wouldn't get caught. So she actually approaches the drug dealer himself and walks up to him and says, I want to start working for you, recognizing that this drug dealer actually has a small love interest for her as well. He agrees, and she starts doing all these tasks for them. But eventually she wants to get out, and it's very hard to do so. So she has to create a whole plan to escape and be able to still pay for her mom's chemotherapy and everything like that.
Michael, you actually did not enjoy the movie so much. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was interesting because we were discussing this beforehand, and was really surprised that I did not enjoy this film. The first, I would say 30 minutes or so, I was actually really invested. The beginning of it, like, it had an interesting style to it. Like, it was very just like cut to the chase, kind of had like a modern, film style to it. But like around 30 minutes or so, I felt that the demeanor like quickly changed. And my big reasoning is that I wasn't enjoying watching Jerry play this like weak, small, scared puppy character all the time. I really liked the character they brought in the very beginning. She stood up to her mom, was saying, you'd be talking to me differently if I were a boy, and even worked at a massage parlor, even though her mom saw it as like a dirty job. I think they may have been hinting at possible like prostitution. If that was like, I think they were using massage parlor as a way to like describe prostitution in a way. But like, I didn't get to see that character come back pretty much until the very end, and it was for a very short amount of time. There were times in which she was telling the boss to kill some of the other members of this outfit, and it just would have been nice to maybe see her not play like the same kind of like weak puppy character. Even there were scenarios in which she was with this guy named Rinku. She played the same character, wasn't breaking out of that like weak puppy character. So those were my initial thoughts, but there were some things I did like about this movie, and will agree with this. The supporting cast was great. There were a lot of funny actors, a lot of funny actresses. The mother I thought was really good too, especially there was a scene where she was pretty much taking her last picture before she died, and I thought that whole setup was pretty funny. But what were your thoughts?
Well, actually, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it because I thought it was a great departure from the Telugu original, which had Nayantara in the lead. I actually enjoyed the parts where the supporting characters come and play. I especially have to mention Deepak Dobriyal, Rinku. Oh my God, I absolutely love that character. Each and every scene was owned by this actor. This actor called Deepak Dobriyal is just fabulous. He owned it with his multicolored hair and golden shoes and God knows what all. One of the scenes he's even wearing a sweatshirt called Miss Punjab for some reason. But the other supporting actress like Meeta Vashisht, who played the mother, Sahil Mehta, who played Jigar, the drug lord who's in love with Jerry. Then of course there's Malik, Saurabh Sachdeva, the guy who put phones away in the fish tank, the drug lord, the lair, who's managing this from far, was played by Sushant Singh. And then of course the neighbor Anil, who's in love with their mother. So all of them had the specific roles so laid out, but they came together hilariously. All of them. Situational comedy element was really good. He keeps the narrative, the director Siddharth Sen did keep the narrative on point, and he carried the story through. I liked Parag Chabra's soundtrack, and it fitted really well with the narrative.
Yes.
Very well. I mean, I absolutely loved the paracetamol and the Bihari-ish Jandaba, and of course more. So of course, there were elements here. For example, Janhvi Kapoor's acting. She's much better than before. However, she wasn't able to carry the Bihari accent that well. So that was a big downer because well, she didn't look it. But what really was amazing was the accent of the Punjabi characters. It was very, very Punjabi. It wasn't the stereotypical Hindi movie, Bollywood Punjabi actors. These were real Punjabi with, the accent stood out in every word that they said. And that I thought was amazingly well rehearsed and well carried out, very well executed there. This movie, as we told you, is an adaptation of a Telugu film called Kola Maru Kokila, where this girl Coco was a drug courier, and over here Jerry is a drug courier. But yeah, definitely a little different than the original, but very well executed by Siddharth Sen, except for these little spotty issues that we had.
I have a question for you regarding this movie. Do you think that it tried to like take a stab at like any potential social issues, such as like maybe a view on women? Because in the beginning I definitely got that feeling. They used the massage parlor as like an acronym for prostitution as well, or sex work. So curious to hear, because at the beginning I saw it a lot, but then that kind of narrative fizzled out throughout the rest of the movie. So I didn't know if they were trying to take, a possible take on that.
Not really. This is a comedy. This is a dark comedy through and through. There's no social message element to this. It's just a goofy comedy. However, yes, in India, massage parlors are synonymous with human trafficking, and that was the connotation that they meant when she starts working in a massage parlor. It was not a respectable job, because in their heads, massage parlors are synonymous with human trafficking aspects of that business.
Got it.
So yeah, again, it's streaming on Hotstar and Hulu, and we hope you enjoy it. It's definitely one-time watch.